Torchlight Academy is a public school with the feel of a private education. Located in the heart of Raleigh, North Carolina, this K-5 charter school is publicly funded and free to all. Children can come from anywhere in the state and still attend this groundbreaking institution. The vision of Torchlight Academy is to help students benefit themselves, their families, and their communities. Listen to what some are saying about Torchlight Academy.
Torchlight has been something special for my son. Since he's been going here, he's really progressed, doing very well.
I love it. I love it. It's different and it's a smaller environment, so they're actually work with the kids better than it was public school.
I like Torchlight because the children here is good and the staff is good, and all children should come here.
It was a really good experience. I liked the fact that you get a lot of one-on-one help with the teachers. Also, we got a lot of practice with EOGs and just the principal, just the whole experience.
It's very different here because most of the children come from lower income families, and there are not the opportunities available that there are at Broughton because currently the funding at Torchlight is not as available because so many of the children here are so needy. Whereas in a lot of other charter schools there's more funding available, so that there is a great need for help at Torchlight, which is why we're so committed to coming here as much as we can and doing what we can to help.
The charter schools do not get facilities funding, whereas their local government schools, the traditional public schools, get their buildings paid for by the county commissioners through the school board. Charter schools do not get any of that funding, so we're actually saving the local taxpayers $1,000 per child per year. So that money has to come out of the operational funds. So the charter school has to be well organized, with a thought-out plan of where they're going to be located. The building has to be accessible to children, and it has to look like a school.
I grew up poor. I grew up in the projects in Buffalo, New York. So I know what it's like to be poor and growing up in the ghetto of America. And so my return, my focus is on the poor. So we do things that no school does. I mean, I don't believe so. We pick them up from their homes. We'll call them, we'll go back and get them because we know of certain situations. We'll bail their parents out of jail with our own personal money if that's what's necessary. Find them housing, get them food. Those things that people think are not part of the educational process. Well, you got a child with a hungry, with an empty stomach. That's not a good environment, a good start for a child to learn.
Hands to your side. Eyes front. You can't do that, we'll fall out.
Drill is the foundation of disciplinary training. It compels the habit of obedience, stimulates the desire for positive strength. As a unit moves together as one.
As one.
As one.
As one.
As one.
Torchlight salute.
Left face. Left face. Drill is the foundation of disciplinary training. It compels the habit of obedience and stimulates the desire for cooperative strength as a unit moves together as one. So that's why we drill.
We not only teach the ABCs, but we teach, especially our young men, how to be young men and to grow up into grown men as far as responsibilities and taking care of their own. So we're instilling values as well. Not to say that it's not done in other schools, but it's concentrated more here.
My 7-year-old is a second grader. For her, it's been a wonderful experience because last year, again in Johnston County, was not made to feel as if she wants to be a doctor. She's known that for years, since she was about 4. And it just was not encouraged. Here it's very much encouraged. They look at her goal, and we're always working for new ways to expand upon that, to build her dream and keep it up.
He was more interested in school because he felt there was a family atmosphere. He was more interested in school because he felt that they cared. They had a genuine and sincere interest in his education.
When I first started and I met Dr. McQueen and Mr. McQueen, they have such a warm heart and they love children. I mean, genuinely love children. And the idea that everybody works as a team here, you know, our teachers and our other faculty and staff. So we're team members.
We believe that no child fails. Ever can a child fail. How can you make a child responsible for their education? We are the adults. They can't drive. We don't make them responsible for feeding themselves or clothing themselves. We are the ones that are responsible.
But the large majority of children, they have needs that go beyond the scope of a normal school, what a normal school would do. So that's why we talk about educating the whole child. We're not just interested in the A, B, and C, reading, writing, arithmetic, and just the small scope of education. We're trying to give them everything they need. So if that is food, if that's clothing, if that's helping with shelter, if that's counseling, psychological counseling, if that is whatever it is, that is what we try to provide here at Torchlight Academy.
We had another situation to where students, they're still sucking their thumbs, urinating feces on themselves. So I have to actually leave my job, go to Walmart, buy them clothes out of my own pocket and so forth, and re-clothe them because the parents won't come and pick them up.
I had a child last year whose parent didn't have money for water, electricity, and food. Mr. McQueen would go to the house, take food, take money to pay bills. Sometimes she just needed help with the child.
I saw one of my students' father on the news, and he was in trouble for trying to stab his wife. And so the child, you know, was there when the situation happened.
Some families are struggling financially. Some of them are struggling with drug addiction. Some of them are struggling with abuse. And so we intervene, you know, into some of the situations they might be in.
Dr. McQueen and Mr. McQueen get into Torchlight at about 6:30 or 7 a.m. of a morning. I generally leave at 7 p.m. and they're both still present. I get phone calls from Dr. McQueen giving me instructions for what I got to do the next day, and it's generally 9:30 or 10 at night, and she's still here working and giving me things to do for the next day.
You put a lot of hours in, and there's not much money to be had at the end of the day.
And so we're looking for those individuals that can come and bring their gifts, their talents, their abilities, and their finances, if that's what they choose, to help us to create a system that will better serve the children that come to us.
From special education instruction to providing speech services and developing the young minds of our children, Torchlight is poised and willing to take on the new demands of education in the 21st century.